Hey, what is up everybody? Today I'm going to be teaching you the fundamentals of superhuman strength. Okay, so I'm going to keep this very simple for you. The best way that I've gained strength throughout my career and have done the things that I've done is through time under tension. And if you don't know what that is, I want you to picture a rubber band. So we know a rubber band's loose when you have one, right? I don't have a rubber band, but rubber band's loose. When you stretch it, it becomes tight. The amount of time that rubber band is tight and stretched out like that, that is going to be time under tension. The amount of time that it is tight. So what we can do is transition that into your muscles. However long your muscle is engaged or tight or contracted, that is going to be time under tension, time under that stretched state that it's in. So I'm gonna show you a way you can manipulate that in the gym, the exact methods that I do in order to gain the strength that I do. And everything takes consistency. So stay consistent with these methods, stay consistent with time under tension, and I guarantee you're gonna be doing some crazy stuff after a while. So I'll show you a couple of examples of what time under tension at the gym is, but that's the secret to success. That's what I've used for so many years, and that is why I'm able to do what I'm able to do. So I'll show you a couple of steps real quick. Okay, so the best example of time under tension that I can come up with right off the bat is a legless rope climb. So I know not everybody has a endless rope machine that they have access to, but pretend this is attached to the ceiling and pretend like we're not using our legs. As I'm pulling, every time I pull, my arm is contracting. So it's that time under tension, right? My arm is contracting, that rubber band is nice and tight. As I let go, my arm is resting. So rubber band is contracting, relaxing, in each arm. So I'm pulling, contracting, pulling, and this arm's resting. Pulling, this arm's resting. Pulling, this arm's resting. That's why it's such a good exercise, because every time you let go, it gives your body a little bit of a break so you can get back into the game and you can stretch that rubber band again. So that is my favorite example of time under tension exercises, and that's why rope climbing is, one, very hard to do, and two, because it's like such an intense contraction right off the bat. But number two, because it basically takes almost all of the rest out of the situation, but it gives you just enough rest, very brief rest, so you can get back in the game and keep pulling on that rope. So that's the first example of time under tension, one of the best exercises you can do for that. Another example I want you guys to think about is rock climbers. Pretend like we were on the wall and we were climbing with our arms, right? The reason rock climbers are so strong is because as they're climbing, they're pulling with one arm, resting with the other, pulling with one arm. It's the same thing as a rope climb. But again, I know that people don't have ropes, and I know that people don't have rock climbing walls or access to a rock climbing gym. So I want to show you an example of what you can do with just a set of dumbbells or even just your body weight. But what we want to do is grab a medium to heavy set of dumbbells, because you're going to be doing 80 to 90% of your maximum repetitions. And we're going to be using an example of a pulling exercise. Okay, I did this sort of in my last pull-up, how to gain pull-up strength video. I use this tactic all the time of time under tension, supersetting and compound setting workouts into a nice synergistic effect so you get the most out of your muscles' potential. So what we're gonna be doing is grab your set of dumbbells. We're gonna burn your biceps out first, okay, one of the pulling groups, okay? This is one of the muscles that makes your body contract this way. Another one is gonna be your lats and your brachioradialis. And you can do this with any exercise though. You can do it with pushing groups. I stack it all the time with different stuff. So I'll do like a bench press, and then I'll do push-ups, and then I'll supplement with some sort of superset, which is a muscle group that isn't involved in the pushing group in that case. Anyway, I'll show you an example right now. So a compound set would be two exercises that work out the same muscle groups. So I'd be doing bicep curls. These are 20 pounds, so these are a little bit lighter for me, but you want to keep a nice controlled form. And a compound set would be doing something that works out your biceps as well, but I would stack it more primarily into your lats, because if I pull like this, my biceps are still being worked, but I'm really trying to target my lats. Okay, and that's what makes the set work so well, is because if I just kept doing bicep curls forever, I wouldn't be able to. And my arms would need a rest after a while. So what I'm doing by switching to that front pull is I'm still working on my biceps, but I'm also letting them rest a little bit because I'm primarily trying to target my lats, that front pull motion. So again, I'll be doing bicep curls. Then I'll switch immediately after I hit that 80 to 90% threshold to front pulls. I'm working on the lats. So my biceps are slightly resting now. And then what I'll do, I'll go directly into some sort of antagonist exercise, which is just working out the opposite muscle group, just to give my lats and my biceps the full rest they need to do that set again. So what I'll do, I'll put my feet up on a bench, or I'll get down on the ground and I'll do some push-ups. And that allows, again, my biceps, my lats to rest again. So I can do that circuit 3 to 4 times. And I'm also getting a nice chest workout in, kind of the opposite opposing muscle groups as well. Okay, so just to show you a pushing style of this that you can do as well. Again, the time under tension is all about keeping the muscle engaged as long as possible with minimal rest. So that's why we don't put the dumbbells down in between the sets. You go right into each set, and at the end, you're obviously gonna let your body rest a little bit, but you're gonna throw in an active rest, work out the opposing muscle group. So the next time you work out, you've already kind of primed your chest if you were doing a pulling exercise, or in this case, we're gonna be doing bench press, push-ups, and then we'll do some bicep curls or something like that. So I'll show you 2 exercises that are gonna be stacked on top of each other to work out the push muscle group, and then you're gonna do the flip at the end. You're gonna superset, so work out the antagonizing muscle group or the opposite muscle group. So the first exercise would be dumbbell bench press. So again, this is really light for me, but you want to go medium to heavy weight, 80 to 90% of your max. And once you've reached that, in this case, put your dumbbells down because we're going straight into an incline push-up. There we go. So here, so basically what that's doing is just lowering the weight from a heavy dumbbell press to my body weight incline press. And then we'll go straight into grabbing the dumbbells again and finishing off with that 3rd set of bicep curls. $80 to 90% of your max of everything. And the point is to cut out as much rest as possible. So after that set or circuit, I'll rest 60 to 90 seconds, or whenever my body's feeling ready to go again, and I'll do that set 3 to 4 times. You can change the weight depending on if it's too much, too little. You kind of feel it out in the middle of it, because sometimes I'll actually start out lighter and I'll go heavier, and then I'll come back down to a lighter, so it's a bit of a pyramid or wave effect. But yeah, the principle stays the same. 2 muscle groups, or 2 compound exercises, work out the same similar muscle groups, and then 1 supersetted at the end to work out the opposing muscle groups. To come full circle, again, to go to the rope climb, you want to cut the rest out as much as possible while increasing the engagement as much as possible. That is how you're going to get the most potential out of your muscles. That's how you're going to gain so much more strength over time, and it's just staying consistent with these exercises. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know what you think.